Hey everybody, and welcome to Pursue Hunting. Today what we're going to do is we're going to recap days 3 and 4 of Zendal's Iowa hunt. The morning of day 3, it's October 31st, it's Halloween. It's about 19 degrees out.
It's a pretty nice heat.
We saw a few bucks that were bumping and chasing does. So for the morning hunt, all in all, we were satisfied. Just nothing got close enough to us. And then our wind switched, so we decided to go ahead, move over to the other side of the farm.
All around this big tree.
Zendal got rattling a little bit and doing a little bit of calling, and he ended up calling in one of the deer that we'd seen the first night. He's a nice older deer. He's on his way down. He's got good mass. The only problem is he's busted off a big chunk of his main beam just after the G3 on the one side. He came down into the creek, which was only about 35 yards from us, and we were waiting for him to pop up, and he never did. That deer just ended up completely disappearing on us. We have no idea where he went. After him, we'd seen a few does come across here and there, and then as it got a little bit towards dark, Zendal spotted something out in the field.
There's something pretty good size right here. Yeah, buddy. Rat. 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 He's going straight after them does. We just had a nice 8 come all the way across the field. These bucks are on their feet. That buck we called down into the creek was probably a 10 with a broken left beam right past the G3. If he'd had everything, he would have been we'd have really looked him over. But for some reason, he never came out of the creek. I still look over there looking for him to come out of the creek, but he's not out. Probably saw, what did we see, 12 deer tonight? 10 or 12 deer. 2 decent bucks. Third night, calling it quits. Tune in tomorrow for another. Tune in tomorrow for day 4. Well, this is our 4th evening. We're going to sit here. We're about half a mile from where we sat last night. We're just watching the same creek. With the south wind, we're trying to stay off the main farm, which is across on the south side of the creek. We're not going to go in there until we get a north wind, until we can get in there without everything knowing it. We've got some great bucks in there. We're just trying to hunt the outskirts of it. Just keep circling them until we know exactly what we want to do. So here we sit. Sit here till dark, see what happens.
On our day 4 evening hunt, there wasn't a whole lot going on, and then all of a sudden I hear Zendal tell me that there's a buck right there, and I'm looking, and he's like, no, it's down in the creek. And so sure enough, there's another buck that's using the creek as a pathway to get around, and he walks right past us.
He's coming out. saw that buck come. He came right down the creek bed. He went right by us at 20 yards. All we could see was the top of his back in the rack.
It was getting time that we were talking about packing up, and we had 3 or 4 does in the bean field behind us. Zendal grabbed his binoculars and took a look in the field before we were going to pack up, and he's like, "Oh my,
That's a buck now."
there's the deer that we've been looking for." And sure enough, this big old buck walks out. This is the type of deer you come to Iowa for. Lots of mass, good tine length. He's got kickers and junk all over the place, double drop tines. And he's about 150 yards away, and we've probably got about
He's got to be
3 to 5 minutes of light left to try to get him to come over. So Zendal tried to coax him a little bit. And all we could do was sit and wait.
He's gonna have to hurry.